Hey, I'm Steven. Thanks for joining us again. I'm joined right now by Lesley-Anne. She's our personal finance expert, and she actually helped with a lot of the research that went into this episode of Stories. So, Lesley-Anne, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Tell me, what are we gonna do now?
Well, we're gonna open up your Robo-advisor account. Have you ever done this before?
I haven't had the chance. I'm really excited about this though. So, tell me about it. What are we gonna do?
There are over 100 different robo-advisors in North America, and that is a very cool trend because this style and the technology to support this style of investing is only about 9 years old. What's cool is that in Canada, there are a few leading robo-advisors, and Wealthsimple is one of those. So that is where we're gonna start today. We're gonna open your account, and you can do this on your laptop, you can do it on your mobile device or tablet.
Awesome, that's great.
All right.
Let's get started.
Let's do it. All right, so the first step is, of course, to identify whereabouts you live. We are in Canada, so you're going to select that. Right now, we're going through a questionnaire that the Wealthsimple team uses to determine what level of risk they're going to peg you at and pool you at. All right, so don't be shy. They want to know your age, and you'd be interested to know that your age has a significant impact on the risk rating that you're going to get. The younger you are, the more risk theoretically you can afford to take on because you have some time to make up for potential losses.
Right. Okay, so I'm 31. Carry on.
So in this step, we want to know what you're investing for. Some people are investing for retirement while others are investing for their child's future education. In your case, you're concerned about that big number. We talked about that $2 million that you're gonna need for retirement. So why don't we select the retirement button?
Okay, awesome.
So when we look at our investing account, we want to know approximately when you believe you're going to retire. This gives us the approximate length of runway that we can put your money to work. In your case, 65 is probably an average retirement date.
Okay.
Robo-advisor platforms want to know how much experience you have with investing. That's because someone with a little bit more experience can afford to take on greater risks. Someone that is brand new to the game needs to become more comfortable with investing before they increase their risk tolerance.
Okay, awesome. I have a little bit of experience with investing, but I've never used a robo-advisor. So what would you suggest I put in this field?
Based on your age and where you are with your career, I would say 1 to 5 years of experience would probably be most suitable.
Okay, awesome.
So when we were talking before the shoot today, you told me you had some experience investing, but it was pretty light. What kinds of investments have you purchased in the past?
So mostly stocks with companies.
Okay.
And funds, large funds like mutual funds.
For something like your pension, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. When we're opening the account, we want to be paying attention to the experience that you've had with certain types of investments because they also indicate how comfortable you are with risk.
Right.
So in this field, we're going to tick off that you have had some experience with equities and mutual funds.
All right.
You've heard that phrase diversification, and it means not to put all of your eggs or your investments into one basket. How would you build a portfolio that would be diversified?
I'd probably invest in a lot of different stocks and an exchange traded fund.
All right. Your income has an impact on your risk score, and the greater your income, the more money theoretically you have to invest. So it will increase your available risk tolerance.
Okay.
When you're setting up your account, you will want to be mindful of how much you think you're going to have available in your budget every month. Also, key concept when we're digitizing our money is to understand this thing called disposable income, or the income you have left over. You can use that to then invest in your tax-free savings account, RRSP, and your pension. So how much do you think you might have available each month?
Well, I haven't done the math, but we'll just start with $300, and I guess I can adjust this later if I find more money in my budget.
And stop eating so many burritos,
Yes.
of course. Next question is about how much you currently have with your savings and your investment account. So you can pop in your current investments.
Okay. An estimate will work perfect for me because I don't remember what this is exactly.
The other question they want to know is whether or not you own any other kinds of investments, property, or assets. And that also helps the Robo-advisor determine just how much risk you're going to be able to take, because what if there are losses?
Right. So with something like this where it's asking me what's the value of your property or other assets you own, how do I work in a mortgage into this calculation?
That is the next question.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So in this box, you're going to input how much you owe. This is a total of your mortgage, lines of credit, credit cards, etc.
Okay.
So Wealthsimple is asking us a scenario question. If you had to incur some gains and losses in your portfolio, which of the three scenarios would you be most comfortable with? These obviously indicate a low, medium, and higher risk tolerance.
Right.
So what do you think you'd be most comfortable with? Something in the middle? Or are you willing to take on significant risk with the hope of significant reward, knowing that you could also lose that money?
It would sure hurt to see $31,000 disappear from your investment, even though that's low risk, although I would think of myself as more of like a medium risk type of person. So
When in doubt, 80% of investors that are in their 30s are fine to go with a medium risk answer.
okay, awesome. Let's choose that one.
All right. So we have your personalized plan. And where Wealthsimple is pegging you at is an 8 out of 10 for your investment account.
Okay. What does that mean?
Okay. What it means is that you can take on about 80% of your total portfolio as equities.
Okay.
And the other 20% would be a component of cash or lower risk bonds. A lot of millennial investors are going to end up somewhere between 7 or 8 on the risk scale, and that has a lot, again, to do with their age.
Okay, awesome. So now that we know this, what's the next step?
Start a plan.
Awesome. All right, so that wasn't really as much information as I thought they would be asking for. All they really asked for was my name and my email address and a password. And here we are, we have an account Wealthsimple. So what's next?
We have to choose the type of account to open. So when you hit the button, open an account, it's gonna give you some of the more common account styles. So tax-free savings account, registered retirement savings plan, and what we call non-registered accounts. For today, we're gonna open up a tax-free savings account for you.
Okay, awesome.
You can, of course, transfer accounts from other institutions very easily in this step, but for today, we're gonna open up a brand new one.
Okay, great.
So choosing tax-free savings account.
Great.
And
All
again,
right.
we have some personal information here, and that is because this is what we call a registered account, which means that the government does find out that this account is registered, and it will show up on your tax forms because it is one of those registered accounts.
Right, okay. I just filled out all the information, including my social insurance number, and I accepted the terms of service. It looks like we have a TFSA account set up now.
We do.
Okay, awesome.
What is so cool about your new TFSA with Wealthsimple is that it's going to be invested and it's going to be automatically managed. So you can just pop in here on your mobile device or on your laptop whenever it's convenient. But what you want to do here is you want to put some money into the tax-free savings account so that it can be invested.
Okay.
This is where you can do an online banking transfer to your Wealthsimple account.
Okay, Let's do it.
So fund your TFSA. So we're on the screen where you're going to fund the account, and you told me when we were chit-chatting earlier that you had about $500 ready to invest in your tax-free savings account. So pop in that number and you're gonna submit a deposit. It's as simple as adding your bank account to the institution that you do your primary banking.
Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. So this screen, it's asking me to fund my first deposit. We've linked the bank account and I have $500 to play with for this first investment. So I'm just gonna transfer that in.
Perfect.
All right, cool.
Congratulations, Stephen. You now have a tax-free savings account with $500 in it.
That's awesome. Okay, so it was really simple. I set everything up. That was really fast. I put $500 in. Now what? Do I invest this money? What do I do next?
The awesome thing about robo-advisors is your money gets put to work right away. And you don't have to go and select individual mutual funds, stocks, or bonds.
Oh, okay.
It's pooled together with investors similar to you, so the same risk tolerance, and the investments that go into the pool are matched perfectly to your risk tolerance. So there will be exchange traded funds, for example, that you would be comfortable with, but you don't have to do any work now. It's all gonna happen on its own.
So we're done, and if everything goes according to plan, around $1.5 million in retirement savings now. Yeah, awesome. Oh, there couldn't have been an easier way to get started saving for your retirement than this.
You can see why so many millennials are turning to robo-advisors to invest their money. It's just very simple, it's digitized, and from now on, you can look at your money growing right from your mobile device.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Lesley-Anne, and thank you guys for watching. One step closer to digitizing all of my money, and it was so easy. Watch our main episode on stories.telus.com and our other supplemental piece where I ask Lesley-Anne about some other interesting financial topics that we kind of touched upon this episode.